Here is my review of the latest Doctor Who episode Lux, both spoiler-free and spoilery, so I will give a warning when I'm about to start talking spoilers. In this episode, the Doctor and Belinda land in 1952 Miami, where they investigate some disappearances in an abandoned cinema and run into a nightmarish monster. My biggest problem with Doctor Who lately is that in many cases the episode runtime doesn't feel long enough to support the story, meaning that the plots often feel rushed. I'm pleased to say that despite being only 43 minutes long, Lux absolutely nailed the pacing. The episode's confined setting, mostly in a theatre, really helped here. It did bring in some continuity from the previous season, which could have risked overcomplicating the plot, but luckily it avoided getting bogged down in lore. The villain was awesome, and the meta elements felt better placed and more plot relevant than in last season's episode The Devil's Cord. Overall, I wouldn't be surprised if Lux went down as one of the best episodes of the 15th Doctor's era, but it remains to be seen whether the rest of the season will hold together similarly well. I'm reviewing every episode of this season on all my socials, so follow along on whatever platform is your favorite. And now I'm going to start talking spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode and you don't want spoilers, hit that favorites button and come back when you've seen Lux. For the rest of us, let's get into it. Does anyone else feel like Lux was if the Idiot's Lantern from series 2 was actually good? The sequence where the Doctor and Belinda had to navigate being sucked into a film also reminded me of the Toymaker messing with the 14th Doctor and Donna in the 60th anniversary special The Giggle. Pretty understandable since Lux and the Toymaker are both gods of the Pantheon. I love sequences like that in sci-fi where you can't tell at first what's real and what isn't, so big thumbs up from me. The scene with the Doctor Who fans was risky as hell, and I would have hated it if it turned out the Doctor was actually canonically in a TV show. But I didn't mind it after the reveal that it was just another trick from Lux, and it was the fans in the TV show framing that weren't real. I thought it was hilarious that the fictional fans all agreed that Blink is the best episode, because that's how you lot often sound in my comment sections. What if we are all fictional characters and Doctor Who is the one that's real? We get a mention of how the Doctor's bi-generation in The Giggle gave him an extra reserve of regeneration energy. And I wonder if that extra reserve is why he so readily healed the butterfly in Space Babies from last season. I'm not sure if Lux just drained that extra reserve of power and now the Doctor is back to normal, or if the Doctor's normal regenerative powers are going to suffer because of Lux draining his energy. I found it interesting and a tad jarring that Lux's creations were inconsistent about whether they were on his side or not. The fake Doctor Who fans and Reginald Pye's fake wife developed a conscience and helped the Doctor defeat Lux, whereas the fake Mrs. Lowenstein and police officer tried to stop the Doctor. Does Lux not have the power to bend his creations to his will? Are his powers unpredictable even to himself? I'm also still deciding whether to forgive the episode for ignoring the inverse square law of light at the end, but I do relate to Lux being subdued by the awesome power of stellar astronomy. So what did you think of the episode Lux? Let me know in the comments.